Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I've been asked time and time again to provide a flower breeding video, and we finally got enough data mined information to be able to bring you the best way to get every single flower in the game grown in a 12 by 12 flower bed. So this area right here that we're in is going to be all the area that you need to breed every single flower in the game, all backed up by data mined information. All of the math is spot on, and a ton of work went into creating this by a ton of different people, and it's truly spectacular. Now, I will be leaving a link to this information, and I have had this all available in our Discord as well. And I know a lot of this was researched on the Animal Crossing New Horizons Discord as well. A lot of work went into all of this information, and I'm happy that I can bring it to all of you today. Now, you don't have to color code it like I have it. I just wanted to give you a visual representation of the 4 different zones that we're going to be focusing on in this 12 by 12 grid. So we've got a 3 by 12 here, 4 by 12 here, and then a 2 by 12, and then another 3 by 12 down here. We're going to be starting in Zone 1. And Zone 1 is going to be all flower seeds. You're going to start off here with the seedlings, and then as you get hybrids from this zone, you're going to add them into any of these other zones. Well, Zone 2 and Zone 3. The majority, about 98% of Zone 4 is also going to be seedlings. And then we're going to be bringing these seedlings into these zones as well. And this will allow you to get every single hybrid in the game. We're going to start off with Zone 1, and then we're going to go down into Zone 4, and then we're going to fill in these 2 zones as well. And then I'm going to show you a little bit of a trick to clone your hybrids, so that way you can just breed and breed and breed and get tons and tons of flowers. Alright, so as I mentioned, we are going to go through the first zone of this. And do remember that all of these do need to be seeds. I already grew these from seeds on my other island. We're going to go ahead and start on the top part of this, and that's where we're going to put 2 of these white roses. Now you're going to notice as we go through this that we're going to put all sorts of different flowers on the top area of the zone. I'm actually going to try and just drop them below me. Hopefully they place right in the right spot. So you got 2 roses right there. Then you're going to have an open space here. And then right here, in that next space, is going to be a red mum. Sucker, what you doing, homie? You mind? And then right next to that one is going to be a yellow mum. Then we're going to have an open space. And then we're going to have another white rose here. And then after that white rose, going to be a nice little yellow one right there. And then another space. Then we're going to have a white rose. And then one more yellow at the very end. So that concludes the first part of Zone 1. Then on the second row of Zone 1, we are going to place these white windflowers. Now, once again, you do want to start with seeds with this. We already grew our seeds into full-grown flowers, and that's why we are planting these. So just keep that in mind when you are planting yours. Make sure they are grown from seeds if already grown. If you're not sure, make sure to start with seeds, because you don't want to have any other genes mixed in. So we need to start fresh here if you haven't already. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and put this yellow tulip here. Easy peasy. And then in this open spot right here, we're going to place the red one, this, and then the yellow. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now at the bottom row of Zone 1, we're going to repeat the same kind of pattern as the top one. But we're going to go with the white rose there. Another white rose. Then we're going to skip a space. And then we've got the white pansy plants. Do these bad boys, like that. A space. Then we're going to do 2 more of these. And then we're going to finish it off with 2 of the white windflowers. Just like that. Now this is going to be your Zone 1. As you acquire flowers from Zone 1, some of them are going to be moved into other zones, which we'll get into here in just a moment. And other ones, once you actually get the final product of your hybrids, they can be moved completely out of this plot and into a hybrid duplication area. Now, as I mentioned before, Zone 4 is also going to be pretty much all seedlings. The only ones that are not seedlings are going to be these 2 oranges down on the bottom right, and we're going to get into exactly what those are here in a second. But the top of Zone 4, we're going to have the red and orange windflower, then we're going to have a space, and then the red and white mum with a space, and then the red and white of the cosmos, another space, and then the red and yellow of the pansies. Then we're going to go down to the second part of Zone 4. We're going to have the white and red tulips with a space, the white or the red and red tulips with a space, the red and white hyacinth and with a space, and then 2 white hyacinths. Then down here at the very bottom of Zone 4, just 2 regular seed reds, a red and yellow lily, space, and then red and red lily, and then a space here. Now, the orange flowers that I put down here are the Mystery Island oranges. I put these down here because I already had them, but there is going to be a process in which we are going to create a very special version of orange hybrids that you can put here if you don't have the Mystery Island oranges to put down here. And we're going to get into that whole process, but right now what I'm going to put on screen is what to expect from each of these zones. So in Zone 1, we've got 8 unique pairs of flowers. All of the flowers that we get from this are going to be used in Zone 2 to create either a new special version of a hybrid flower, or to be able to create the final version of the hybrid flower, which you can then dig up and remove from that particular zone, and then clone it in another flower bed. Now, with the 2 white roses, when it reproduces, you're going to have a 25% chance to make that purple rose. The white and yellow has a 50% chance to create the special white that we're going to need. The 2 white windflowers are going to give us a 25% chance at that blue windflower. The 2 white pansies have a 25% for the blue pansy. The red and yellow mum has a 100% chance of creating the yellow mum that we need. It's the special yellow. Then the red and the yellow cosmos flower has a 50% chance of creating the orange. Then the red and yellow tulip has a 50% chance of creating the orange tulip that we need, or the special yellow tulip that we need. And the same goes for the red and white hyacinth, or the red and yellow hyacinths. Now, everything in Zone 4 is going to create the final version of that flower. You can tell that because it has that red star, which means it's the final hybrid in that tree. And it's a relatively straightforward process. The red and orange windflower is going to give us that pink windflower. The red and white mum is going to give us the pink mum. The red and yellow pansy is going to give us that, I think it's what, an orange pansy is what that's called? I'm not 100% sure on the name on that one. The red and red lily is going to give us 12.5% chance to either get the black lily or the pink lily. And then the red and yellow lily is going to give us a 25% chance at the orange lily. The red plus red is going to give us the 25% chance at the black rose. The white plus red tulip is going to give us a 50% chance at the pink tulip. The red plus red tulip is going to give us a 12.5% chance at the black tulip. And the white plus red hyacinth, a 25% chance at the pink hyacinth. Then we got the white plus white is a 12.5% chance for the blue, although it kind of looks purplish, hyacinth. And then the orange plus special orange that we already discussed earlier, which you can get from the Mystery Island or through the breeding process that we're going to get in Zones 2 and 3 to get that infamous blue rose. And then the red and the white cosmos flower for the pink cosmos flower. So now that we've discussed what to expect from both of these zones, we're going to invite 5 people to our island to water our flowers so we can get that amazing gold sparkle. For those of you that don't know, when you invite people to your island and have them water your flowers with you, you're going to get an increased boost to your base reproduction rate for your flowers. If you self-water or via rain, you get a 5% boost. With 2 visitors, or 1 visitor watered, you get a 25% boost. 2 visitors, 35%. 3 visitors, 50%. 4, 65%. And 5 or more visitors, an 80% base production rate boost which means you're going to be pumping out flowers like crazy. And you'll know you get that full boost because the flowers are going to get a golden sparkle, which we're going to show off here in a second. I'm a little curious as to why this person here was night vision goggling our naked new resident. But we got a whole bunch of people here. Let's put this bad boy away, and I'm going to let this fine gentleman water my flowers, my golden watering can. Oh yeah, I need to drop it not here. Drop it right here. As you can see, basically just every single person needs to water the flowers, and then eventually it's going to get a golden sparkle. Alright, very nice. We've got Zone 4 completely watered, and you can see all of the lovely golden sparkles. It's beautiful. We sparkling it up, ladies and gentlemen. And then we just got to wait until tomorrow and see all the lovely new flowers we get. Alright, it's a beautiful morning in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and we've got flowers for days, baby. Alright. So pretty much what we need to do now is anytime that this happens, God, having people come give the gold sparkle is just a ridiculous bonus to your flower output. But what we need to do now is basically pick up all of these flowers that we produced and put them in the spots that they need to be. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Except all the flowers down here are going to be, you know, the finished products. Alright, so I've already moved the purple roses down into the section that they need to be in. Now I need to get the white roses from these. Now we only got one white rose that we needed. The other roses ended up reproducing this yellow one, which is going to end up being garbage. But this white rose that we got is... oh, well, that's not exactly what was supposed to happen. Epic fail. This white rose is going to go right next to this purple one. And then if we got another white rose, it would go right here. And then if we got when we get another purple, that's going to go here. And then another white is going to go here. I'm going to show the full layout for Zone 2 right now. Now on screen, we have exactly what you want to see for Zone 2. On the far left, you're going to see the Zone 1 unique pairs with their corresponding hybrid results, as well as the unique flowers that you need in Zone 2 as well. Now, anytime you get one of the hybrids or special flowers that you need from Zone 1, you're going to put it in the corresponding grid section in Zone 2. Now, Zone 2 is a 4x12 grid, and it's really straightforward. You can see exactly where each flower needs to be, and it's a pretty straightforward process. Any flower that you see that has a bag next to it needs to be a seed flower. It is very important that this flower comes from a seed and nothing else, because you don't want any stray genetics getting into that specific flower, because it's going to mess up your results. So if it's got a bag, it needs to be a seeded flower. Now, as you can see on my screen, we've already pretty much taken everything that we got from Zone 1 that we can use, and we put it into Zone 2. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now what I'm going to show you is I'm going to dig up all of these hybrids that we got, and I'm going to show you how to set up a hybrid cloning area. Oh wow, so this is awesome. I wanted to show you how to set up a flower cloning area, and ours is working beautifully right now. We actually just created another blue rose. We got a black lily. We got that blue hyacinth right there. We've got the purple mum and another blue hyacinth. So it's working really, really well, and it's very simple. Now, you don't obviously have to clone just hybrids. You can clone really any flower with this particular method, but all you need to do is make sure that none of these same species of flower is touching. So you see we've got the black tulip there with the pansy. I believe that's what that is. And then we've got the tulip over here. So this tulip cannot breed with this one or any other tulip in this bed. And that goes for every other flower as well. So the best way to do it is set up in blocks of like 4. So we got the tulip, rose, hyacinth, pansy. Then we got tulip, mum, lily, hyacinth. And it's very, very straightforward. And that's going to be how you clone any flower in the game. Super duper effective. And it doesn't take up a lot of space either. Now up on screen we have the 8 unique pairs of flowers that are available in Zone 2 with their corresponding final production hybrid flowers or special versions of flowers that you're going to need for Zone 3. The final production ones are going to have a red star next to them, and the ones that you're going to use for Zone 3 have the yellow or blue star. Now, there is one scenario here where you need to do something a little extra to make sure you have the appropriate genetics in the flower, and that is with the purple rose you get from the purple and white rose breeding together. You're going to have a 12.5% chance to get this rose, and you're going to need to take that out and breed it with a seed yellow to make sure that it has the right genetics. When that flower reproduces, you want to make sure that it reproduces a yellow rose. There is a 50% chance for this still to produce a white or a yellow rose, but if it only produces white roses, that is not going to be the purple rose that you need. You specifically need the purple rose to be able to reproduce a yellow rose for it to be moved into Zone 3. So make sure to do this before moving it to Zone 3. Now for Zone 3. It is the smallest of the zones. It's going to be a 2x12, and all of the flowers that go in Zone 3 come from Zone 2. Pretty straightforward. Now make sure, once again, that the purple rose that you're putting in Zone 3 is that special one that we just discussed. Now that purple rose, along with the orange rose that you get from Zone 2, is going to produce at a 12.5% rate that special orange that you need to put down in Zone 4, unless you already put the Mystery Island orange there. Now, on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see all of the results that you can get from Zone 3. You can breed that special purple and that orange together, or that special orange. The two special reds are going to produce the final purple windflower. The two special red pansies are going to produce that special purple pansy. And then the two purple mums are going to create the infamous green mum. And that's pretty much going to complete everything. It's relatively straightforward and doesn't take up a lot of space. Now that we've gone over everything that you need to know about all of these zones to produce all of the flowers in the game, if you already have a bunch of a certain type of hybrid flower, you can adjust this 12x12 grid any way you want. Say you have a ton of purple roses already, you can replace these two pairs of white roses with anything else that you need to create a hybrid of, and then just add it through here. Now that you know how this system works, you can adjust it to your own personal needs, and it's pretty straightforward. But now that being said, if you are going to use this exactly as we've set it up, we do have information on how all of this is going to pan out and how long it's going to take you to get every single flower using this method. Now, if you only use one 12x12 area and you don't water, or you don't bring anybody else into water with you, it's going to take you approximately 63 days. Now, the more people that you have come and water your flowers along with you, the shorter this is going to take. With one visitor, it's going to be 27 days, 2 visitors, 21 days, 3, 17, 4, 14, 5, 13 days to get every single hybrid flower. Now, say you wanted to make two 12x12 areas with a total area of 24x24. With 0 visitors, it would take you 44 days, 1, 19, 2, 15 days, 3, 12, 4, 10, and 5, approximately 9. So as you can see, there are diminishing returns by doubling this, but regardless, that's some extra information for you. But I do hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you found it useful, make sure to hit that like button so good old Pietro here doesn't murder our faces.